Okay, welcome again, City Heroes Video Tours. For this particular little tour, we are going to go hunt a Vahzilok boss in the abandoned sewers. This boss is part of the badge for Epidemiologist. Used to be defeating this boss at the end of a story arc that you have to run to work this badge and face all the other Vahzilok bosses except for two. Would have applied. However, Cortex is his name, and he was recently changed where when you beat him at the end of that story arc, it doesn't seem to apply to the badge tracker anymore. Whether that was an intentional change or a little bit of a glitch is unknown. So there's two other ways you could face Cortex that would count for sure towards the badge. Positron Task Force number 2, the final mission. If you're playing it with a small team or solo, set the last mission to 8 spawn. When you get into the building to find those 3 bombs, look through the crowds. You'll find Cortex. You can take him out there. However, a lot of mobs will be in that building, so be warned. The alternative is to go through the abandoned sewers, because in the abandoned sewers there are high-level elite boss versions of Vahzilok bosses in there. Also, for this badge, you still have to take on Positron Task Forces 1 and 2 because Doc Buzzsaw is in Positron 1, and Dr. Vahzilok is the final boss of Positron 2, and they both apply towards this badge. Case in point, those are the 2 ticks I have on it right now for this character. So basically my plan is to send this all through abandoned sewers, find and terminate Cortex, and then I can go through the story arc and take on the other Vahzilok bosses in that. And at the same time also rack up defeat badge progress for the embalmed Vahzilok that like to explode in your face. And get the completion badges for that. You can see my previous videos on that story arc. So here I am in the regular sewers at Atlas entrance, and here's the door to the abandoned sewer. And let's just light up the map for giggles. And I just picked up the first map badge in the abandoned sewers, but you can see my previous videos on how to get those. And we're just going to follow along here. There's no need to fight any of the critters in here because they're only level 35 to my 50. If I were to stumble across the other Vahzilok bosses, then I would have a complication. Could also find Ricky Roops near for Zookeeper progress if you wanted, but we're not going for that. The only time people are really in here doing any type of target practice are when they're doing the abandoned sewer trial, since that is a requirement. Well, in any event, we're just going to mosey on along here. Should you have vid maps installed, you might take note I am following the blue line on the map for the moment, because that's where we have to go. And I slightly strayed from the blue line, but that's no big deal. We're still back on the path and moving along. And while we're out, we'll pick up another map badge. And this is not the updated sewer map that I have installed in the game because I really don't need it, but where we're going to head into is a place that is not on the old map. It's a place that they added to the abandoned sewers. Thank you, Homecoming. They also moved one of the map badges into this area, and in this area is where Cortex can also be found. Just traveling along here. Okay. And this is where we're going to go into the area that you really can't see on my map because, again, I haven't installed the updated map. I have an image of it offline, yes, but I don't really need it because I've been here a few times. Also, while I'm at it, that's just preparation for the Cortex fight. But first we're going to go this way. And while I did cover this in another video, I'll be nice and do it again right now. Cortex is not in this room, but the map badge that they located from his original area in here is now right here. There is still another map badge up in the central area up there, along with the plaque for a history badge. Again, see previous video for that. Now we go this way, and up this ramp here. This room right here. And he's already spawned. Good. Okay, this is good. Yeah. Right there are the map coordinates for where I'm currently standing, so you can use those coordinates and get to this room. Now, funny thing though about this room, sometimes when you open up this door, Cortex and the other Vahzilok boss, which is in here, are not present. It's random, but this is the room where they will be. There are other rooms and areas on this map for the other Vahzilok bosses, but we're not going to bother with them. Just do the story arc where you can face them off instead. Cortex is simply an exception to the rule right now. But it's always in this room where Cortex will be. Now, if he's not present, if he's not spawned, you're going to have to wipe out the entire room. Seriously. Wipe out every critter that's in this room. And then leave the room, let the door close, go down the hallway a bit, wait about 1 to 3 minutes, come back to the room, see what the respawn looks like. If he's here, like where he's at right now, that's where he'll always be standing. If he's not present, wipe out the room again, repeat process. So we got lucky this time in that he's here right now. Also, he's a level less boss, and he's EB rank, so that means he's going to be at least at my rank right now. There's no way to change that. So let's get ready. And since he's level less, he's going to definitely be a match for me, but then again, it's not like I don't bring some backup. And looks like he's found. Oh no. And locking more cuts on me. Because like I said, he's level less. There, that got him. Right, but Cortex has now been defeated, so there he is, the extra notch on the badge. Which means now I should be able to do the story arc later on for this character and knock out all the Vahzilok bosses and obtain Epidemiologist badge. Along with the badges from that story arc, which must be run twice, choosing a different ending each time to make sure you rack up all those badges. But you can see my previous video on that one. Okay then. Well, that's me a cut and a print and a wrap for this. Hope you enjoyed. Now you know where to find Cortex in the abandoned sewers. And we'll see you on the next video. As always, do feel free to like and subscribe. And also, as always, go turn your computer off and go outside and play.